Teckel brings back the pup. ISM and OSP battle out the little bait category. And the largest Megabass Japan rod restock we've ever done. This is what's new this week at the Hookup Tackle. Welcome to the Hookup Tackle. The Hookup Tackle is the world's largest showcase of Megabass products, featuring baits and colors not found at any other dealer. The Hookup also offers a wide display of OSP, Evergreen, Deps, Lucky Craft, Javagill, and many more. The Hookup Tackle is owned and operated by family, is staffed by guides and verified tackle nerds who love helping anglers elevate their craft. If you're in the Phoenix area, we'd love to have you stop by our showroom and check out the wonderful world of Megabass and the Hookup for yourself. If you shop online, there are almost 10,000 SKUs of Megabass products alone, with hundreds of other companies and new products being added daily. So next time you're looking for that hard to find bait, that color your fish have never seen before, or maybe you just want to elevate your game, look at thehookuptackle.com. Welcome back, my friends. I'm Ben with the Hookup Tackle, aka the Tackle Otaku on Instagram, being filmed by Crazy Bass Fisher, aka Jeffrey the King on Instagram. Did I get it right?
Yeah, that was perfect.
Okay, perfect. Welcome back to another episode of What's New at the Hookup Tackle. We are going to break down new items that came in this week, as well as important restocks, so you guys are up to speed on all the latest and greatest things landing in our store. So if you're ready, let's get moving. In new this week, we're continuing the trend here with Megabass of limited edition drops. Two very special limited colors dropped in the Pop Max this week. This is Moss Law CB and Hakusai Glitter Bass. Now, both of these colors have been in stock before, but it's been several years since we've had either of these colors. So this is a very special drop. Moss Law CB, which you're looking at right now, is one of our best-selling Japan colors. It's got a chartreuse belly, kind of fades to a whitish side with neat scale patterns and markings, chartreuse feather. It's just a beautiful all-around color. It's a great one to have in the box. Hakusai Glitter Bass just extends their baby bass pattern offering, which is one of my favorite colors to throw in the Pop Max. So it's just a beautiful kind of crackled bass, very lifelike. It's got that nice kind of glittery, glossy finish to it. Another great one. Both of those are a one-time offering for now. You may see them again in a few years, pop up again, but they haven't been available for a very long time, so they're going to go quick. So definitely snatch those up if you're a fan of the Pop Max. Also from Megabass, an important restock of the Jamaica boa. Now this is the new buzzbait that has basically taken the world by storm. We have been sold out of some of the key colors for a while. All the colors are back in stock now. So your white python, your black mamba, hasu, green pumpkin, bluegill, all the colors back in stock now on that guy. All right, new this week from Zip Baits Japan is a new size to their popular Orbit jerkbait line. This is the Orbit 90. Now, if you're not familiar with Zip Baits, it's not a surprise. They're kind of an underground, kind of cult following brand in Japan, but they make amazing baits. All of their baits feature a mag drive system. So there is an internal magnet that shifts to the back on casting and then shifts back to the front on retrieve. So all their baits cast very well. You'll notice that it's very silent. So you're gonna get just an excellent retrieve, great responsiveness out of this bait in a nice new smaller package. So definitely check this out from Zip Baits. All right, up new this week from OSP are new colors of some of their most popular baits. This is the Blitz EX DR, our best-selling crankbait in their lineup, and this is the brand new color, Metallic Blueback Tiger. Now, if you're not throwing the Blitz EX DR, shame on you. This is, in my opinion, the best small-bodied, deep-diving crankbait for that 12 to 15-foot depth. It's 2 inches. It weighs roughly half an ounce, and it just performs flawlessly. So great new color addition from OSP there. Also, 2 new colors in their Tiny Blitz DR, which is a great addition when they're eating smaller bait or you're just looking for a smaller crankbait. This guy is a 1/4 ounce and gets down in that same zone, that 12 to 15-foot zone. So these colors are, so this is the new Emerald Blue Craw. Just a great all-around craw color. It's got the blues, the greens, the oranges. Just a really nice addition. And then a color that I think Jeff named, this is Moist Wakasagi. What makes this moist, Jeff?
It just makes people moist.
Yeah, I mean, it's really exciting, I think. I mean, it's a beautiful color, so I think that's what they were going for. So, great new color tones in the Blitz, in the Tiny Blitz DR. All right. Also, new colorways in one of the best kept secrets in their lineup. This is the Power Dunk. Now, if you're not throwing the Power Dunk, shame on you. This is going to be a theme of today, I guess. But the Power Dunk's an amazing crankbait that can also work as a jerkbait. So it's kind of one of those hybrid baits, part crankbait, part jerkbait. It's got a long, thin bill, so it dives very quickly. It gets down again into that 12 to 15 foot zone. You can twitch it, you can crank it, but this is Goat's. Let's see if I can speak today. This is Ghost HF Bass, which is the best-selling color in their new Blitz Magnum MR. So they transferred it here into the Dunk, into the Power Dunk. And then also Ghost HF Wakasagi. It's very transparent, great clear water tones. And I don't know if you guys can see it, but again, there's this weight transfer system that shifts all the way to the back. And then when it shifts forward, it goes all the way into the nose of the bait here. So it dives very deep, very quick. Just a very responsive little crankbait. All right, one of our best-selling soft plastics is the DoLive Shot. This is a relatively new bait from OSP. This is kind of the latest bait in the backwards glide category, and it's really, I mean, almost instantly become our best-selling one. So you rig this bait backwards, and it will be able to glide back away from you. So you can pitch it to a dock, and it will glide under the dock. You can pitch it next to a bush and it will glide into the bush. So new shad colors. So far, up until now, it's been all crawl patterns, and now they've introduced some cinnamons, some electric shads, some different Wakasagi colors. So great new additions in the DoLive Shot. Also, 4 new colors in their popular tiny bait. This is the Picro68. So the Picro is a great small...
Did you say Picro60?
I said the Picro60, but it's not the 60. It's actually the Picro68. This is the Picro68. Did I get it right, Jeff?
That was perfect.
Okay. The Picro68 is the newer, small kind of Wakasagi bait. You know, Japan's all about this eye motion, right? These small little baitfish baits that just kind of go straight and don't do shit, right? So this is OSP's version of that, except it actually does some shit. So you'll notice it's got this cool little lip on the top of the bait, so it's very unique, but that allows it to kind of crank and maintain some movement under the water. And then when the fish come up, because these hooks are nice and tiny, they didn't want that bill to get in the way of any fish coming up and striking. So they moved it to the top of the bait so that the hookup percentage is awesome on this thing. So definitely check this guy out if you're fishing anywhere where you're seeing little minnows, baby shad, any little fry, that kind of stuff. The Picro68 is a great addition. All right, staying in the small bait category for a little bit is a brand new offering from ISM. ISM is the acronym for Infinite Seed Makers. I'm talking a lot about ISM this week as being maybe one of the most underrated JDM brands. But this is the new Pool 70F. So this is an interesting take on the small Wakasagi idea. You'll notice it looks very similar to most everybody else's, but you notice that the line tie is actually on the top of the bait instead of at the front. And this guy is actually designed to just be a surface ripple minnow, is what they're calling it. So think of this guy as a very finesse topwater bait when, you know, it's just glass calm and you're seeing just like small little dimples and little tiny bait and shad on the surface, and it's just not right for throwing like a walking bait or something loud and intrusive. You can throw this guy out there and just literally just kind of shake the rod on, you know, just kind of tapping the slack, and the bait just kind of quivers on the surface, and that tail just kind of does its job and just looks like a minnow rippling on the surface. Simple, very straightforward, interesting concept, just a new fun way to catch them from ISM. Comes with a great hook, comes with a split ring on top already, so you literally just tie it on and throw. That's the Pool 70. All right, new from another small Japanese company called Grayz. This is the new Jolt. So the Jolt is a really interesting, very well made wake bait. It's a great addition to the wake bait lineup. I'm a huge fan of wake baits. I know a lot of you guys are as well. This has a kind of segmented tail on the back here. It's like a hard ABS plastic that is free from the bait. So as the bait cranks, this tail is free to kind of counter it and keep it keeled and give it a very aggressive and lifelike swimming motion. It's available in 6 colors, all the colors you need, beautiful colors, new from Grayz. All right, Deps finally is gonna allow us to use the Bumble Head here in the US. We've literally been trying to get this thing for like 2 years, and they literally sell out as fast as they make it. So we put in a special order to get the Bumble Head here, and it has arrived. Now, the Bumble Head is kind of Deps swim bait head that has the extended lead down on the bottom. Now, if you're familiar with the Megabass version or the Jamaica version, this is the original version. Sorry, Megabass fans, you don't get to own everything. Deps actually beat you here on the Bumble Head. So, what's interesting about the Bumble Head, or some key features, is it has a very strong gauge owner cutting point hook on here. So, you know, this is gonna be a dude that you're gonna use in place of the Megabass head when you really need a lot of strength and power, heavy line, you need to really, you know, hammer fish and draw them away from cover. You would use something like this instead of the Megabass head. The Megabass is still gonna be better for lighter line, longer cast, you know, more finesse applications where you really need that hook to penetrate. But when power is key, the Bumble Head is going to just be a great option for you. This wire on the bottom will help you just attach that swim bait so your swim bait stays attached. So if you wanted to skip this thing under docks or under trees, you can. It has a dual titanium wire that is adjustable. So if you're fishing around grass, you keep it here nice and close to the hook. If you're fishing around wood or hardcover, you just bend it out, and that way it gives it a little extra protection to bounce off extra cover. Bumble Head is available in 3/8, half, and 5/8, and in 5 different colors. So definitely check that out from Deps. All right, a couple important restocks from Lucky Craft this week. These are the restock of their new live colors in their Pointer 100. So you have live Purple Chartreuse Wakasagi, live French Pearl Wakasagi, live North Lake Wakasagi, as well as 6 other live colors. These are new color additions, just designed to look live, I guess. But they're badass colors. If you guys love throwing the Pointer 100, definitely check those out. Also, the return of one of our best-selling LVs. This is the LV 150. Now, if you're fans of the LV 500, which, you know, 99.9% of the world is, if you're not throwing the LV 500, shame on you. Here's the new LV 150, or not really the new, but the return of the LV 150. Same action, smaller package, 6 key colors, so those are available again from Lucky Craft. And also, we posted this dude a few weeks ago. I didn't anticipate the response. You guys went crazy for it. And so we sold out right away. We brought it back in. I mean, bass love goldfish, right? I mean, who doesn't love goldfish? But this is the Kingyo. It's an amazing wake bait. I know it looks crazy, but it looks amazing in the water. They smoke it, and it's just fun to catch them on something that looks cool. So back in stock again from Lucky Craft. Big restock this week from Teckel Japan. So the return finally of the Kicknocker pup and some of the key colors in the Kicknocker. Now, if you've watched any of our topwater videos, the Kicknocker is always our go-to starting point for topwater fishing. These are 2 of our custom shop colors that are back in stock now. This is White Walker and Sake Bomber, available only here at the Hookup Tackle. And then the pup is the smaller size. All the key colors like bone, vanilla ice, lime ice, clear ice, back in stock. If you guys haven't been throwing the Kicknocker, what, Jeff? What is it? Come on, Jeff. Have you not been paying attention, Jeff?
I haven't, no.
Oh my gosh. Shame on you, Jeff. The Kicknocker is an amazing walking bait. It's got a loud knock on there, so it walks very easily. It calls fish up. It's just a great starting point and all-around bait from Teckel. All right, also back in stock from Teckel, 2 of their best-selling frogs. This is the Sprinker frog, back in stock in all the colors. The Sprinker frog, if you're not familiar with it, is basically a buzz bait style frog. It has that Sprinker tail on the back of it, so you can swim it in, and that Sprinker tail just churns in the back. These are back in stock. And then my favorite frog, the Honker frog, is back in stock from Teckel as well. The Honker frog has these metal legs that can clank as it walks, or again, you can swim it in and they're on ball bearing swivels and they will spin and churn on a straight swim as well. So those are back from Teckel. Also, the return of all the colors of the popular Teckel Drunker crankbait. Now the Drunker is a hunting crankbait. It's great in that like 4 to 8 foot zone. It's going to have great cover deflection, but really even if it's not deflecting off cover, it's going to hunt. It was designed really to mimic the action of the original Wigglewort. So you're gonna have that great, you know, that strike triggering motion of the hunt. Check out the Drunker from Teckel. All right, new this week from Imakatsu for us is a frog that a lot of you guys have been asking us to bring in. This is the Imakatsu Boota frog. It's just a great all-around frog. It walks amazingly well. It spits. It's got great hookup percentage. It's 12 grams, so it's sitting right in that just under ½ ounce range, 60 millimeters, so just the perfect bite size. Definitely one to check out if you guys like throwing JDM frogs and things are a little bit different. Check out the Boota frog from Imakatsu. Also, a swim bait that we've been throwing for a long time. This is the Imakatsu Stealth Swimmer. These are back in stock. Now, the Stealth Swimmer comes as 2 packs. So if you look at the price and you're like, holy shit, that's a lot of money for one swim bait, it's actually the money for 2 swim baits. The Stealth Swimmer is a unique integrated swim bait. So the hook is actually inside the swim bait already, comes with everything you need. It's attached by a magnet on the bottom. When the fish bite, the hook pivots up and gets them, hooks them great every time. Then when you're fishing, it stays weedless, so you can fish it through any cover or anything you want to do. It also has the ability to attach a bottom hook. If you wanted to put a stinger on the bottom, you could. It's available in a bunch of colors. That is the Stealth Swimmer from Imakatsu. Also in stock is Also in stock from Imakatsu is the Gentahog. You guys have been asking for this. This is their creature bait from Japan. Is available now in, I believe, 8 colors. Might be 10 colors, but check it out. They are online. The Gentahog. This is going to be an amazing one to use as a jig trailer, to flip and pitch. It's got all the appendages and all the stuff that you need to kind of move and push water from Imakatsu. Also back in stock. Been a while since we've had these guys, but we are stocked fully. This is the Javagill 110. The Javagill is a very unique, segmented, very lifelike bluegill profile that's designed to be fished similarly to a fluke, and it just has a very unique action. You rig it sideways, so as it comes through the water, it's just got that lifelike bluegill profile and swim to it. I think if you guys are fishing around fish that are feeding on bluegill or any kind of panfish shaped forage, you're gonna love the Javagill. They come 4 to a pack. Enjoy it. All right, in new this week from Daiwa is yet another f***ing Tatula. This is the Tatula 300. So this is the biggest Tatula that Daiwa has made. This is definitely designed to be a swim bait reel. Of course, they're touting it as being able to throw like big cranks and, you know, larger baits and that kind of stuff. And yeah, I guess you certainly can. It's a pretty heavy reel. It's 11.5 ounces. It's an aluminum frame, which is nice. It has a great grip on it. It does feature the T-wing system. It's got a ton of bearings. If you're thinking to yourself, man, that looks just like another reel that Daiwa has, you're correct. So not sure why we needed yet another 300 size reel. This is the Lexa 300. Basically, the Tatula 300 is the Lexa killer. So, I mean, unless the extra 60 bucks just really, you know, is incredibly valuable for you, I don't know why you would buy the Lexa over the Tatula. If you already have the Lexa, I don't know that you need the Tatula, but if you're just starting to get into this realm, they're the same size, the same weight. Tatula has a few extra bearings. The aluminum frame has a T-wing, has a new shit in it. So I would probably go this way. $269. It's going to be a really good selling. It already has been, even for the few days that we've had it. So definitely check that guy up and scoop him up quick if you're interested in that from Daiwa. All right. So as I said earlier in the intro, this was our largest JDM Megabass rod restock that we've ever done. So many different models landing at the same time. So it would take an hour to go through every model that showed up this week. So I'm going to highlight a few of the key ones so that you guys know what to look for. Okay, first up in the TS Destroyer lineup is arguably the best swim bait rod that Megabass makes, and the first time this dude has been in all year. This is the TS Destroyer Blackjack. Now this is the go-to rod for us for basically everything. The rod is rated from 1/2 to 4 ounces, but really this rod can easily handle 6 to 7 ounces. So for Slide Swimmer 250, Ice Slide 262, Ice Slide 185, Alabama rigs, any of that like 2 to 6 ounce stuff, this rod is incredible. It's 711. It's really the only rod in the Megabass lineup that has that kind of parabolic bend through the middle section. So it's just amazing for treble hook baits or A-rigs or any of that kind of stuff. So if you're looking for a great rod for rats, swim baits, Alabama rigs, this is the deal. Back in stock. They're probably going to sell out really fast. I'm going to try to get another batch in next month. We'll see if it happens or not, but this is kind of like they make it once or twice a year, so definitely grab them. Also back in stock from TS Destroyer is my go-to frog rod. This is the TS Destroyer Poker. Now this guy is 7.2. A lot of you guys have been waiting for it. It's a 1/2 to 3 ounce rod. It's a very strong, very powerful rod that still has a nice soft tip. So for walking a frog, for flipping and pitching, some of that lighter duty swim bait type stuff like Magdraft Freestyle, 316, you know, a 6-inch Citizen, something like that, the Poker is amazing. It's sexy as hell too, that never hurts, but the function is right there with the fashion on this guy, back in stock. All right, staying in the higher end Destroyer, a couple of key things to note in Destroyer Evolution. This is the Super Diablo Type L, true kind of all-around jig rod, 1/4 ounce to 1 ounce. That's a 7.2 at 5.5. If you're not familiar with the Destroyer Evolution, they're the most beautiful rods in the lineup. This is just tricked out all things JDM. So this is a great one. It's not available all the time, so definitely if you've been waiting on this guy, scoop that dude up. And then we also see the return this month of the Spin Elzyle. So the Spin Elzyle is a 611. It's an f2.5. It's really just the best all-around like finesse light line spinning rod. So if you guys are throwing, you know, little nose hook drop shots, you know, 5, 6 pound, 7 pound line, you know, real finesse Neko rig or something like that, you know, lighter line finesse spinning, this rod is unbelievable. So definitely check that dude out. Also in Destroyer, the return of all of the P5s except for X-Bites. That'll be in January or December maybe, hopefully, but everything else other than X-Bites is back in the Destroyer P5. So if you've been waiting on any models to return, they are back in stock. One that I definitely want to highlight is what has turned into be my favorite spinning rod of all time, and that is the Windbuster. If you hang out in the shop at all, you'll know that this is a rod that I'm a huge fan of. The Windbuster is a 7.2, it's an f3.5, 7.2, and the Windbuster was actually designed to throw hard baits into the wind when your bait casting gear is fluffing or backlashing. So it's got lots of power, and it's got a very interesting bend. It kind of bends through that middle section, so if you need to throw a jerk bait, crankbait, or something like that into the wind, it can handle it. But what's amazing about the Windbuster is there's something to this rod. It is so freaking sensitive. It's every bit as sensitive as my NRX rods, which is really, really tough to be. So for free rig, heavy drop shot, heavy shaky head, this is the best 5-inch Senko wacky rig rod ever. This is the rod to use. So I find myself going to this rod for almost everything now spinning related. So definitely check that out. Again, I got as many as I could get, but I don't think they're gonna last long because a lot of guys are starting to realize the multiple use and potential of this dude, the Windbuster. All right, also in this month is a return of all of the Valkyrie series. Now, if you're not familiar with the Valkyrie series was created by my friend Sugi on Lake Biwa. He's the main Megabass guide there. The Valkyrie lineup is a combination of fiberglass and carbon, so it's all kind of this blend. So all of the rods have a little bit slower action to them, but they're very strong with that carbon. So for treble hook baits, you know, things like crankbaits, jerk baits, top waters, chatter baits, the Valkyries are beautiful. All the Valkyries also feature extended handles. So you can adjust this by just turning, and it will slide in if you need a shorter grip. So if you're in really close quarters, you need to make little like, pistol grip roll casts, you can. And then if you get out in more open water, again, you just twist it back out and extend it, lock it into place, and then you have your two-handed grip again for throwing into deeper water. This is a 6.9 medium plus, which is an amazing jerkbait rod. I know a lot of you guys are always looking for a good jerkbait rod this time of the year. And if you're not a fan of the Destroyer 110 Special, which I can't imagine you're not, but if you want just something maybe a little more JDM, the Valkyrie 6.9 medium plus is the one to look at there. Okay, also back in stock in the Destroyer lineup is the Destroyer Japan. This is the Wild Bunch. Now, in my opinion, in the Destroyer lineup, this is probably the most versatile rod. This is a 7'2" F6, so it's a 3/8 to 2 ounce lure rating. So if you're gonna get one rod to just do a bunch of shit, this is an amazing one. You could throw a small swim bait, you could throw a frog, you can throw a jig, you can throw a spinner bait. I mean, it just does so many things. It's a pretty fast rod, but it does have enough of a soft tip to where it loads beautifully. It's just a great all-around stick from Megabass Japan. That's the Wild Bunch. Now, it's not all about the super high-end rods, right? So we are seeing a return this month of the Orochi XXX. So this is the Japan version of the Orochi. Now, if you keep an eye on stock and inventory here in the US, you'll know that the Orochi XX has just been like run over, right? So Megabass is just churning out the new series of Levante rods and some of the JDM rods, and Orochi has just kind of been pushed back and back and back and isn't supposed to be back in until December. So the Orochi XXX kind of fill that nice gap of that $250 price point. $250 to $300 price point is basically where all of their rods sit. This is the Black Elzile, which again is an amazing all-around jerkbait topwater rod. It's 6'10", 1/4 to 3/4 ounce. This is the rod before there was a jerkbait special or a 110 special. This is the rod we all threw our jerkbaits on. It also makes a great walking topwater bait rod. So check that out. Those are back in stock now if you're looking for an Orochi. All right, that's a wrap for this week. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys had an amazing week. As always, if you have any questions or comments, just drop them in the comment section below and I will get to them. On behalf of Jeffrey the King and myself, arigatou gozaimasu. Peace out. Until next time.
Subscribe to the channel, please.
Oh yeah, subscribe. And there's like a bell thing or something that I hear people talk about. So.